everyone, have you heard the latest $52.8 million loot that has been returned to Nigeria, and it was said to be Diezani's loot, and Diezani is coming out to say that it's not her loot, it's another person. Somebody in the comment section, they see people, they deny money. Nigerians are not fun, no. Everybody just a grab, take away from Nigeria. Imagine all the loot that people have looted, all the corruption, all the things people have stopped. If they didn't do it, where would Nigeria be today? A great nation. But anyway, former Minister of Petroleum Resources, Diezani Alison Madueke Dam, has distanced herself from the $52.8 million recently repatriated to Nigeria from the United States of America. The former minister, who has been residing in the United Kingdom since leaving Nigeria, claimed that the money looked to her in the media as loot actually belongs to Nigeria oil magnate Akola Aluko. Breaking her silence through her counsel, Professor Michael Zekome-San, Mrs. Alison Madueke insisted that there was no such thing as Diezani loot and maintained that she had no involvement in the issues surrounding the forfeiture of the funds by its rightful owner. According to her statement, the $52.8 million resulted from the sale of vessel seized by the U.S. government from Kola Aluko, with the proceeds subsequently returned to the Nigerian government. Her denial was detailed in a press statement issued on Sunday by the chambers of Mike Zekome-San titled, "There is no such thing as Diezani loot." So whose loot is it? Is it Aluko loot, Sam loot, whatever loot? Oh, okay, no. Is this how we're going to allow these things to keep going on? On a very serious note, is this what we're going to keep? Because the thing is that I think most of us will just believe that somehow people will get tired of doing the wrong thing and start doing the right thing. It doesn't happen like that. There's no incentive. It's easier, better, faster, more rewarding for them to do the wrong thing. So until we begin to disincentivize that, they wouldn't. And so this thing where people are thinking, Nigeria, God will fix Nigeria. God will not fix Nigeria. God has given us everything we need to fix Nigeria and to be a great country. And God will not do for us what he has given us the capacity for us to do for ourselves. Going back to the statement, it says, my chambers makes this intervention in the public domain as solicitors to Diezani Alison Madueke, the former Minister of Petroleum Resources. As our solicitors, we are fully versed in and conversant with her present ordeal and the entire facts surrounding her matters both here in Nigeria and abroad. So we write from the vantage position of one that is aware of the cocktail of lies that have been spun around her cases in the last 10 years. Many of the narratives are outrightly false, some others share outlandish speculations, and most simply bizarre stories cooked up by her traducers to extract a Shylock's pound of flesh from her for reasons she does not know and cannot even fathom. This intervention therefore seeks to correct the skewed narrative and set the record straight for purposes of history. Many Nigerians often talk about wanting technocrats to be involved in governance. They desire that people with character and integrity should join politics. We agree with them. However, and regrettably too, now and again, many a time, the same people not only allow but actually join the bandwagon to mob lynch those who choose to serve the nation. Oh, Obevekuve. Nigeria don't suffer. We don't suffer. But we deserve it. Now we just behave anyhow. I mean they do anyhow for us. They use our head, they do ping pong. And we often do this insidiously, covertly, and overtly, even when there is no concrete or even any iota of proof that such public officers ever abused their offices or stole from public coffers. It is therefore surprising and of great concern to us To see the level of sustained vilification of an innocent Nigerian citizen who has not yet been tried and found guilty of any offense known to law by any court of law, whether in Nigeria or abroad. The person at the receiving end is citizen Diezani Alison Maduke. Oh shit, citizen. Oh shit. We note with concern the recent deliberate attack to link her with what has been described as a civil forfeiture of a yacht Galactica, the sale of which was said to have yielded $52.8 million to the US government, which some has since been repatriated to Nigeria. This is a clear example of the mischievous and cruel sports of tarnishing the image of the lady through a bucket. I always this word. Hold on. Anyway, sorry about that. I know if you pronounce the word. Okay. BOUQUET of consistent, persistent, and unrelenting cocktail of falsehoods and misinformation. Anytime I try to pronounce that word, it reminds me that I'm from Isako in Edo State. So, the purveyors of this line of misinformation term it name and shame. To sell the storyline, the architects ensured they attach Diezani's name to a recovered yacht which is not in any way linked to her. They now falsely termed it Diezani loot. Nothing of the sort ever happened. She was never involved in the purchase, use, and sale of the said yacht. The yacht Galactica, from information readily available in the public domain and in open sources, was purchased by Mr. Kola Aluko, who had used the vessel until he agreed to its forfeiture to the United States of America. Kola Aluko is an experienced businessman who had been in business well before Dam came into office as minister. The only tenuous basis for deliberately leaking Dam to the said yacht is the false narrative that the strategic alliance agreement, which were entered into between Kola Aluko and Jide Omokore's Atlantic Energy Companies and NNPC, were allegedly corruptly awarded to the said companies by Dam. Dam was not the GMD of the NNPC and so did not and could not have awarded the said contract. We plead as our lawyers with all and sundry that she be accorded fair hearing and that the process of this UK court proceedings be allowed to take their natural course to avoid prejudice to her in the ongoing sub judice UK proceedings against her. The senior lawyer said those purveyors and peddlers who habitually spin the outrightly false, unfounded, defamatory, unintelligent, and indefensible narrative to denigrate and humiliate her should please find better use of their time and leave them alone. Let the law take its natural course without interference, we humbly pray, the statement said. Hey, I found this statement so funny. So the people now, if you think they are lying, they said it's not. Instead of the way I'm writing this long episode, tell them to withdraw. It's newspaper that put it out. Tell them to withdraw it. I'll be there small. I mean, Diezani. Diezani was so powerful when she was in office. Power. Today, people forget that power is transferred. The ones that are doing like this today, tomorrow, that's how they. Thank you for watching.